RIP to me. Hello everyone, welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about board games and board gamey things. I am back again today with another Final Girl playthrough for you, and today's playthrough has a theme. There is a vibe that's happening today, and the question is, I guess, can I defeat Final Girl on the hardest possible difficulty? And you're probably wondering what that even means. So, for anybody that doesn't know, Final Girl, solo-only board game. You play as a Final Girl, and your goal is to kill the killer before they kill you. There are so many different feature films currently available of all varying difficulty. Okay? And a lot of it is subjective and it depends on the person who you're asking. But what I believe to be true, and what the many folks in the Van Ryder Games Discord believe to be true, is that the most difficult feature film to win is Slaughter at the Groves, which involves Inkanyamba as our killer and the Sacred Groves as our location. So, that's going to be the base of what we're doing here today. We are going to be playing Slaughter at the Groves. Inkanyamba, Sacred Groves. And you're like, great, what makes that sounds pretty hard. You're probably not going to win. And you're right. But I thought I'd make it even harder. So, for anybody that doesn't know, in Final Girl, you can also play on what is known as extreme horror mode. Allow me to direct you to the table. My playmat looks crooked, but it's fine. Anyways, so right here, you will see, this is our horror track for those of you that are familiar with Final Girl. This dictates how many dice we get to use, and this blue dictates how much time we have to spend, and time is essentially our main resource that we're using to purchase cards. In the extreme horror mode, we're actually going to be using this outside ring. Which means, so I'm starting here on 4, so I start with my 2 dice, but if I even go over just 1 more, I'm down to 1. And it's going to have to go all the way to the end in order for me to get an extra die, okay? Whereas you'll see on the inner ring, it makes it a little bit easier for you. So we're going to be playing on extreme horror mode. Another thing that I want to let you know that I've done is that I have included the Epic Dark Power. So I made sure not to skim it beforehand, but just so you know, and usually those are more difficult, okay? It's an epic dark power, so I have made sure that that is included. Then for the Final Girl, I have selected Grandma. And this is once again a shout out to anybody that was on the stream with me last week who was like, hey, you should play this with Grandma. And you're like, why? Well, Grandma only has 1 heart. Not only does Grandma only have 1 heart, she also doesn't have all of the regular starting cards, and she doesn't have all of the regular other action cards. You'll notice long rest isn't here. She also doesn't have a short rest. She don't be resting, okay? She's not going very fast. She doesn't need a nap yet. But instead, we have Steady Walk, which is move 1 space. We can't sprint. Instead, the new card we can buy is called a Slow Walk, which is also only moving 1 space. We also have a help card in our hand. So one thing about Grandma is that she's able to use her reaction cards whenever she's taking damage. So even if the rules of the killer or the location or whatever say differently, doesn't matter. She can always use her reaction cards. So that's what I've decided to do to myself today. Now, I'm not going to do a full how to play for Final Girl. Instead, what I will do is I will link below Rodney from Watch It Play's official how to play video, because it's excellent. If you need to learn the base rules of Final Girl, that is the video that I definitely recommend. But what I will do is I will give you a brief overview of how Slaughter at the Groves works, and then also Grandma. And then we will jump into the playthrough, which my assumption is will not take very long. Let's start with Slaughter at the Groves, and starting with Inkanyamba. So Inkanyamba as a killer, what is unique about him is that he has Killer Wrath, which is going to be this card up at the top. It starts at level 2. Anytime that we are instructed to increase wrath, which you'll see as part of his killer turn is going to happen every turn if we are below, if we are in 1 or 2, we're just going to move up the token and we'll leave it there, and it's going to continue to go up throughout the playthrough. These sleeves are going to be an issue. Let's roll them up. They're so big though. This looks silly, but it's functional. Okay, so that's a big thing. Anytime that a card instructs us to unleash Killer Wrath, which is the red lightning bolt, wherever the token is, whatever it says next to that token is what we are then going to do. So it might be increasing horror. It might be the killer's going to go on the move and start attacking. Maybe the killer will be recovering health. All of that not so good stuff, basically. Now, if we're looking at Sacred Groves, the Sacred Groves location has what is known as Divine Wrath. This is why this is such a difficult combination, because Killer Wrath and Divine Wrath working together is not a good thing. So Divine Wrath is this card over here. Anytime we are instructed to increase Divine Wrath, which is the yellow lightning bolt, we will do so on this card. It works exactly like Killer Wrath. When we're told to unleash it, we will unleash it. There is another addition though, and you'll probably notice this little board here. Anytime that we increase Bloodlust, we will also be triggering whatever is said on this board here. Many times it will be unleashing or increasing Divine Wrath, but it is also targeting very specific spaces on the location board, which you will notice in red, and these are sacred spaces. So there's going to be tarot cards that reference sacred spaces. There might be event cards, and then as well as the this little board here as we're increasing Bloodlust. So we really don't want victims in sacred spaces. It's just not a good idea. With both Inkanyamba and the Sacred Groves, we have atonement cards. These are a new action card that get added into the game. These are the cards that are going to allow us to decrease either Killer Wrath or Divine Wrath. Okay, so we want to get these cards in our hand. And then the only other thing is, if we make it to the finale card, unlikely, but if we do, we are also going to be adding this to the killer action. It'll just kind of get attached at the end. All right, but that's only if we make it to the finale, and we probably won't. I'm not feeling very confident. I'm not going to lie to you. This is also like a fun callback because the very first Final Girl playthrough I ever did was this one, Slaughter at the Groves. I made so many mistakes in that playthrough, and it doesn't even matter because none of them helped me, and I lost severely. So this is like a redemption that's definitely not going to work. All right, let's talk about Grandma. So we already mentioned Grandma has only 1 heart, but what that means is that she always will have an extra die because she's always on her last health, basically. Even if her last health token has, like, let's say it's the 2 hearts or the 3 hearts, she still only gets that 1 heart. This is another reason why we don't have short rest and we don't have long rest, because she can't recover that much. She only has 1 heart. She can't recover, okay? She has 5 save spots, most of which, actually all of which, are going to be about taking cards into your hand. And then when we flip her card over, whenever you are in the same space as a victim, or if there are no victims on the board, you get +1 die for all your horror rolls, and every additional victim saved will decrease horror. So for Grandma, I will mention, she has 3 special items: knitting needles, knickknacks, and the good plates. If you're playing on easy mode, you get all 3 in your hand right away. Standard, you get 2. And hard, you get 1. And obviously we're trying to play on the hardest mode, so we will get 1, which is knitting needles. And I have not included the other 2 in the item decks because these are, you know, pretty decently powerful for Grandma. So we're making it hard for ourselves. Poor Grandma. Then we also have new cards within the action board, basically. So I already kind of showed you Slow Walk. This is replacing Sprint. There is no Sprint. We also have Gather the Flock, which is a new one. So for Gather the Flock, it's all about moving victims. So you're trying to get victims to move to you. And then we also have Rally. Once again, this is dealing with victims and victims kind of helping you out. And then the only other thing with Grandma is that basically all of the victims know Grandma, all right? We're on, actually the setup that we're doing is worship service. So let's just say we're on some kind of a trip with our worship people. I don't know. Anyways, so they all know her. And when they panic, they are going to move towards her instead of rolling a die. However, if there is a victim in Grandma's space, they will panic as normal if somebody dies there during the panic phase. The one last thing about Grandma, is there a good, yes, the symbol. So this symbol, which makes you just lose a heart, she treats all of these symbols as damage, meaning that she can defend against them. So she never just straight up loses a heart. She only has one. She can't afford it. So she can defend against that. That is what we've got going on today. And before we get started, I say we take a look at the item cards that we currently have available to us, and then we'll pull the starting event, and we'll get right into it, and we'll just see how it goes. So the item cards that we currently have available, we have the whip, which is located at the Welcome Center. The whip is going to allow you to do an extra damage at 0 range, takes up 1 hand space, and you may move the, what does it say? Jamie's not wearing her glasses, shocker. If you damage the enemy with the whip, you may move them 1 space, okay? Then we have the prayer book, which is fitting for the setup that we have. This has 2 uses. When you play an atonement, you can add 1 star to your roll, and that is going to be at the Lost and Found, which is down here. And then we have the classic aluminum bat. Why not? Whenever you inflict damage to the killer with the aluminum bat, you may immediately discard a minor dark power, including any health markers on it. That is decent. That's going to be decent if we get a minor dark power. I also, before we dive in, would just like to remind everybody that I myself am a final girl, and I was initially going to play myself in this playthrough, but I think my power is, if I get my card flipped, is too strong to be on hard mode. I am the 2-star queen, for anybody that doesn't know, so my ultimate ability is if I straight up roll 2 stars during any horror roll, I can damage an enemy anywhere on the board. But it has to be a true 2 stars. You can't just be converting. But if you are interested in the Jamie card, check out the Van Ryder Games website. Same if you're interested in anything that you see here. Please remember, if you are going to play Final Girl, you do need the core box in order to play. But so long as you have this, you can play any of the feature films, and they're all mix and match, and it's great fun. Great fun. All right. Okay, let's go. So the first thing we do is we're going to mix these up real good. Doesn't really matter which one. Well, I'd like to have at least 1 heart so that I can continue to survive just for a little bit longer. You know how it is with Grandma. Oh, extreme horror mode. I also want to mention, if you're wondering why is it on 5, you only get 5 time instead of 6. Punishing. Before we really dive in, I also want to mention a few things. Even though this is my most played game ever, I will make mistakes. I'm not saying I might. I will make mistakes because I'm playing a game by myself and I'm just having fun, and mistakes are okay. Okay? All right, so I have just went through and made sure that everything is set up right since I was doing some examples and stuff, but I say we get started. Let's pull the first event. Unholy bloodshed. We're off to a great start. All right, unholy bloodshed. I guess these gods don't take kindly to tourists bleeding all over their sacred shrines. Yeah, probably not. Anytime at least 1 victim is killed at a sacred space, unleash divine wrath. We're going to put that right there. Woo, girl. Okay, so we have to remember that. I hope I don't forget. I probably won't. I might. Okay, so this is the plan, Stan. We need to do what we always do. The first thing I always do is focus, but even more important here, because we are 1 away from going down a die. We don't want that. Even though Grandma's great, she gives us an extra die. Whoopsies. All right, here we go. Ooh, yuck. All right, so we're gonna get rid of a weak attack and this help card in order to at least give us 1 star. So we're going to decrease time by 1 and decrease horror by 1. Then I think, well, I'd like to get over here because that's where the largest chunk of people is. All these people hanging out on that side. And we have some people in a sacred space, and we don't want that. So I do have 2 steady walks. So maybe we'll try to do at least 1 steady walk. 2 stars. Hot dog, Grandma. We're going for a walk. To all that work to do that. Okay, Nana. Do I walk again? I have 4 time. I think I should save these 2 cards and spend my 4 time and end my turn. It's getting hot in here. I regret wearing such a thick cardigan. I think we should get a gather the flock for 2. And I think we should get a guard. That might seem silly, but he's very close to us. And we do have another walk card and a focus. Oh, that's brutal. That's not enough. Did I want to get rid of that focus card for an extra 1? Nah, let's not. So that was my turn. Here we go. All right, so we're gonna go into Inkanyamba's turn. If Killer Wrath is at 1 or 2 increase, and it is, because it starts at 2, then Inkanyamba is going to attack whomever he is closest to. He's all alone. That sucks for him. Boom. Terror card. Fickle temper. He does have a fickle temper. Make a horror roll, and then we're gonna do whatever the horror roll says. We want at least 1 star here. We got 2. That's even better. Choose a Divine Wrath or Killer Wrath and decrease by half, round it up. Well, I could go down to the bottom of Killer Wrath. Actually, I think what I'm going to do, I know this might seem silly because I could go further down, but I think I want to go all the way down on Divine Wrath because we have people here. And if he kills somebody right away, we are increasing that by however many people are in there. So I think that's a smarter move. He's going to target whoever is closest, a victim that is closest, and he will kill them. Somebody's about to die. So he has 2 movement to start, so he can reach these guys and he can reach these guys. I am going to be playing this as if he is making all the worst possible decisions for me and my friends, which means he's going to go closer to where all of the people are. So he could technically go up here or he can go down here, but I'm down here, so he's probably going to go down here and he is going to murder Billy. R.I.P. R.I.P. to Billy. Then we're going to increase Bloodlust. That's going to be crazy. Whoa, Bessie. Okay, so nobody's being killed in a sacred space. So we also now need to trigger this. Increase Divine Wrath by number of victims on all sacred spaces. So that is going to be 2. Ugh, yuck. That's everything. That's his turn. Good job, Inky. You suck. So we do need to panic. Oh, we're not going to roll, though, because we're using Grandma. So he's actually going to panic over towards Grandma because he's like, Grandma, help me. There's a killer who just killed Billy. Send help. And then there's nothing to do for upkeep. So we're going to go back into my turn. He has put a wrinkle in my plans. So what I think, I might... There's so many people over here. Okay, so this is what I have. Maybe I should try and walk here. I do want to do a gather the flock because I can move these 2 out, and I'm wondering if I start moving people up here and we start moving up here, that could be good. So let's try to gather the flock first, and then we'll see who we want to move. Okay, so I have 1 star. Do I want to get rid of... I have so few cards. Oh, I forgot to put that back up, but we'll just put it down because I need to do that. So this is going to let me move 1 victim, which isn't terrible. I don't think I want to get rid of these cards, so I'm going to go move him up there. Okay? Then... I myself might do a steady walk. And I'm going to come in here. I don't know if that's a good idea. Ugh, 1. Phew. Okay. So 1's going to make me lose a time, but I can move 1 space. 1 space is all I'm like ever going to be able to move. So it is what it is. And I have a focus and a guard and 3 time. A retaliate wouldn't be a terrible thing to have if I got rid of this focus card. think I might do that. I'm ending, and I'm going to take a retaliate. So I have a guard, a retaliate, a help, a weak attack, a focus, and a steady walk. It's not terrible. That's not terrible. Oof, I guess. I'm going to try and sneak up here to get some people out. It's going to take me so long to get up there. So slow. Okay. That's everything for me. Over to Inky. He is not increasing Killer Wrath. He is not attacking anyone in his space because there's nobody there. Punishment of the gods. So we are unleashing. Ugh. Did I get a focus card back? I did. Okay. We are unleashing Divine Wrath twice. So we are going to increase horror. So we lose a die. That sucks. He's going to move to whomever is closest and he will attack. So he will target victims first. So he could come here and beat me up. He might want to come up here. But he's going to go here, I think, because that's where there's the most victims. That's how I'm going to play it out in my head. He's like, do I want the 2 victims? Do I want the 1 victim? These are also closest to the door. So that's what we're going to do. You may have made a different decision in your mind. Let me know if you did. Okay, so then he is going to punch Sally in the face. So Billy and Sally are both deado gonzo. And then we're going to pull an event card. Flash photography. Bet he doesn't like that. Point that camera somewhere else, you paparazzi wannabe. Whenever at least 1 victim in your space panics, discard 1 random action card. Ugh. That's brutal. Brutal. Okay. That's it. We are panicking. He is going to move towards me. He's scared. He wants Grandma's help. I don't know how I'm going to help him, but it's fine. So that's that. We've panicked. There's no upkeep. We now need to pay attention to 2 things, which I'm definitely going to forget. So I have a steady walk. Oh, I have a focus. I should focus first. Okay. I think I will get rid of my weak attack and my help to do that. And that at least gives us that extra die back, and we will lose 1 time. Okay, so we need to steady walk. I'm probably just going to leave this guy behind, honestly. I don't know, though. I do have a retaliate in my hand, so I could try to come in here. He can come towards me, but he's going to attack the victims first. It's probably fine. I think I am going to try and get this guy, and then maybe we can work our way up. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know if that's a... Nobody knows. All right, we got 1 star, and I don't want to discard, so we will lose a time, and we will move 1 space into here. All right, so all I have left are reactions, so we're not doing much with those. So let's stop. I'll get a focus and a steady walk back, and we have 3 time to spend. Ooh, I like this Gather the Flock card a lot. I'm not focusing on atonements just yet. So we have 3. We can get a slow walk and a Gather the Flock. So we got some protection, we got some focus, we got some movement. We're golden. It's his turn. He's not, we're not increasing Killer Wrath because it's at 3. He's attacking no one. He's doing a little dancey dance in the woods. But we are getting scared with a little bit of terror. Boom. They disrespected him and now he wants their blood. Blech. If there are no victims on the board, but they are, so we will continue. He will target the closest victim, and he will attack 2 times. 2 times. So he's going to come here, pretty much. Then we are going to increase Killer Wrath equal to the number of victims killed this turn. So he's going to come here, and he's going to kill... Who's dead already? Sally and Billy. Bobby and Susie are dead now as well, because he attacked twice. So we're going to go 1. Unleash. Was that here? Yeah, so here. Annoying. Then we are going to go 2. Increase divine wrath by number of victims on sacred spaces, so it'll be 1. Okay. Then we're going to have to reveal the dark power card now, because we should have done it when we unleashed. Dark lightning, epic dark power. Whenever Inkanyamba kills a victim, kill a second victim in the same or an adjacent space if able. Here's what I'm wondering. If I killed one at a time, then this would have triggered. But I don't know if that is how it works. I don't know. Whenever Inkanyamba kills a victim, kill a second victim in the same or an adjacent space. I think. So I am going to do it. I killed somebody, we went here, we unleashed, we revealed. I kill somebody else because of Susie. You know, Susie's got to die. Then we're increasing, which I've already done. But now, whenever Inkanyamba kills a victim, kill a second victim. So he would also kill Brad. Right? If able. He is able. I'm pretty sure that's how that's got to work. We're just killing one at a time. That's what I'm going to do, because that feels very punishing. Ooh, okay. Increase killer wrath equal to the number of victims killed this turn. We killed 3. 1, 2, 3. Now would be a good time to get one of those atonement cards. Wow. Brutal. Oh, look at this. Anytime at least one victim is killed in a sacred space, unleash. Discard 1 random action card. This is what I have. They're all bad. Ugh. Okay. That's my only movement. What was this one? Whenever at least one victim in your space panics, discard. Okay, nobody panicked. They just died. I haven't saved anybody, so I'm definitely not flipping her card anytime soon. If an enemy enters your space... Oh, he did enter my space, so I can do this. If an enemy enters your space, you may discard the knitting needles to deal damage to the enemy. Well, we may as well do that. By knitting needles. I poked him. 1 time, I got 1 hit. I think that's everything, I'm pretty sure. No one's panicking because they all died, and nothing for upkeep. So it's back to me, and I'm in his space, but I don't even have a weak attack. I don't even have one. This is supposed to go up here, I think. All right, but I do have a slow walk. I do have a gather the flock. So I think I do have a focus. I should probably try and focus. Man, I have 2 die. I'm not going to bother with it because I might save the focus so that I can buy more cards. All right, I'm going to try to gather the flock. I'm trying to get everybody to this door. I'm trying to get them the heck out of here. Okay, we got 1 star. I'm just going to leave the 1 star. So we'll put time down and we'll move 1 up here. We will slow walk. Ugh, will we? I might not. I might keep this. I think I'm gonna stop so that I can buy a Furious Strike, which might seem crazy. So I'm getting rid of this to, wait, how much time did I lose? I lost 1, 2. Yeah, so I should be on 3. But I'm going to put it back up to 4 so I could buy the Furious Strike. I do have a Retaliate, I have a Guard, Furious Strike, and then a Slow Walk. And then a Weak Attack, a Help, a Focus, and a Steady Walk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I just like, this is extreme. All right, let's go. He's attacking me right away. So we are not increasing. I should have gotten an atonement card, but whatever. Who cares? So we don't have to increase Killer Wrath. He is going to attack me because we're in the same space. So help isn't helping right now. Because there's nobody adjacent to me. So we are going to do a Retaliate. This is why those 3 dice would have been helpful. Oh. 2 stars when it counts. Okay, so we are ignoring everything, which is great because we only have 1 health, and then we are dealing 2 Dimaggio. Hop, hop. So he's down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so whenever Inkanyamba kills a victim, no. No. Okay, so we're not dealing with any of that. We are going to pull his tarot card. Fury of the Gods. Awesome. Beautiful. Love it. Love. Hate it. Hate it. We hate it because so much is going to be happening. Let's pull the event card first. Loud and obnoxious. These Taurs are so annoying that I might just kill them myself. Oh my God. Whenever Divine Wrath increases, increase it by an additional 1. Okay, then we're just going to do this. I'm putting this here so I remember. Increase Divine Wrath by number of victims at sacred spaces. Thank God there's none. Then unleash Divine Wrath. Discard 1 random action card. So you'll remember this is what I've got going on. I need all of these cards. I literally need all of them. A guard. That sucks. Well, it could have been worse, honestly. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. So then we're going to increase, again, by number of victims at sacred spaces, but there aren't any. We didn't have to. Okay, no. So we didn't have to increase any because there weren't anybody at sacred spaces for both of those. We're going to have to keep that there. There's way too much for me to remember. Yikes. Big yikes. Huge. Huge yikes. Okay. Nobody is panicking. He didn't attack, which is good. And he did attack, but I attacked it back. You gave me cookie, got you cookie. You punch me, I punch you. Okay, so nothing for upkeep. Now we are going to do a Furious Strike. But wait. I should focus first. I should focus first so that I can get an extra die. Okay, perfect. So, boop, boop, boop. My dice are like, this is why I need them to all be at 6s. Superstition. Okay, so we focused. Now we have 3 dice back. If I don't get 2 stars, I have to end my turn. But that's okay. That'll be fine. I'll get 2 stars. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. If I were using my card and it was flipped, he'd be toast. Okay, I just need to calm down because I am not in the clear. Okay, so I hit him for 2. I hit him for 2, and I decrease horror by 1, which is perfect. That's perfect. Now, I do have a weak attack, but if I don't get 2 stars, and after being so cocky on that last roll, I probably won't. I would hit him, but then he would technically hit me back, and I don't have any way to protect myself because this one is only if I have a victim adjacent. So I'm wondering, I have 4 time. I need at least 2 time to save to get a guard because I'm going to need it. But I think I might try to walk up here, and then that way I can use the victims for my help. Meat shields, you know how it is. All right. I'm sorry, I'm just like, he's down to 4, and I've been at 1. Okay, so I got 1 star. Ugh. Okay, so we'll move that there. We'll move into the holy grounds. And then, I think that's going to be it. Do I want to get rid of any of this stuff? I wish I had 6. Technically, I could get rid of all of these, but that would be dumb. I'm just wondering if I should get rid of this weak attack. No, I should keep it. All right, so I'm going to get a guard. I'll get these cards back. And then I think I should get a close call for that extra one. Technically, I should get an atonement. But, like, honestly, I'm living my life on the edge right now. So this is what I have. I got some protection. I have some movement and a baby attack. It's an attack for babies. Dumb baby attack. So these are gonna go back to their homes. I really wish I could get that retaliate card back right away. That would be pretty sick. Okay, I feel fine. I feel fine. So we are not increasing. We are not moving. He's attacking nobody. And we are pulling a terror card. Tourist trap. All victims. Oh my god. All victims adjacent to a sacred space move there and increase divine wrath by the number of victims at sacred spaces. Well, guess what? We're all hanging out at the sacred spaces. We don't care. We are then going to increase divine wrath by the number of victims on sacred spaces. And there are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're at the top. Oh, wow. So if we have to unleash this, which we currently don't, oh, we will. It's so bad. Discard all action cards except Atonement. Decrease Divine Wrath by the number of cards discarded. God, that sucks. Okay, he's coming in here to hang out with us because he loves us. He's obsessed. And then he's going to kill someone, and he's going to kill Jack. Bloodlust is, in fact, going to go up. Let's just do all of this. So this, by the way, whenever Divine Wrath increases, increase it by +1. You can't go beyond 10. Anytime at least one victim was killed. Oh my god, I also have to do this. We're effed. We're effed. What is the order that I'm going to do this? Okay, so he kills, we increase, we unleash. Let's do it this way. I have to discard my entire hand. Discard all action cards except Atonement, which I don't have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right on. What am I gonna do? I'm not gonna have a turn, but that's okay. Okay, so this is done. But we also have all of these. Anytime at least one victim is killed in a sacred space, unleash Divine Wrath. So we will increase our horror. This is the order that I'm doing it. Whether or not that's the right order, I really honestly don't know. Whenever at least one victim in your space panics, I'm going to have to do that, but I don't have any action cards anyway. Whenever Divine Wrath increases, increase it by 1 additional. So this one I wouldn't have had to because it was already at the top. However, we also need to think about Dark Lightning. Whenever Inkanyamba kills a victim, kill a second victim in the same or adjacent space if able. So he'll definitely be doing that. So we're going to increase this. Increase Divine Wrath by number of victims in sacred spaces, and then unleash Divine Wrath. So we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Discard 1 random action card. Don't have any. So there you go. Increase horror. And put time down by 2. Cool. All right, right on. Cool. That was a whirlwind. And if I did any of that out of order, I apologize. But that was insane. So I have no cards. But we do need to panic. Because they're in my space, they are going to be, we'll do 3. They're going to be panicking away. Excuse me, you dink. 1. 2, of course, they're all going to different spaces. 3, of course, they all went to different spaces. Why? You know what? Honestly, why wouldn't they? I would do that. I would totally do that. Idiots. So it's back to me. I obviously can't do anything. So I get these 2 cards back. Wow. I will get a guard. I really should get an atonement, but he's going to attack me and I have no way to protect myself. So I need a guard. And I'll get a close call. I can't believe that. That was so brutal. That was so brutal. Like, look, there's not a chance I could win this. Not a chance. I'm back from I was confident, and then I got my ego knocked down like 5 pegs. So it's his turn. We're not going to be increasing. He is going to be attacking me. I do have a guard. So he's hitting for 2, so I just need 1 star. Thank God. So I've reduced it by 2, so he's not hitting me at all. Oops, these are all supposed to go back now, just so we don't get it confused. Then we're going to pull a tarot card, and if he attacks me again, I'm as good as dead. Cool. Oh, no, he's not attacking me. Unleash Killer Wrath. He is attacking me. He's attacking. He's attacking me, and I have no way to protect myself. All right, I'm dead. So he is attacking me. Dead. Because we unleashed, he's going to whoever's closest, which is obviously going to be me. Let's just see. Yeah, I'm dead. RIP to me. God, I was so close. I thought I was going to do it. I got overconfident. I should have got a freaking whip or a bat. That was tough. That was tough. That was very difficult. Let's see. Okay, he didn't have any. That's the game. Let's do a little bit of a debrief, shall we? And what I would have possibly done differently. Number 1, I wouldn't have played on Extreme Horror. Number 2, I wouldn't have used Grandma. Number 3, I wouldn't be playing against Inkanyamba at the Sacred Groves. Just kidding. What would I have done differently? The tough thing here is that you only have 5 time to work with, and you might not think it's a big deal to have just 1 less time, but when you do, it's kind of a big deal because I wasn't able to get a ton of cards into my hand. I should have been managing Wrath better, but once again, I was so close to him the whole time that it felt more useful to have protection. Maybe what I should have done instead is I should have come up this way and not directly to wherever he was. That was probably a mistake. These didn't help. That's for certain. I got no events that were very helpful to me at all. Let's see what other tarot cards were coming up. Fickleness of the gods, so more. Oh, this one would have let me decrease. We have Rage of the gods. That's not great. Oh, if that would have come up, I would have been dead immediately. Outrageaholic, and then we also have Punishment or Mercy. Yikes. Brutal. I do think that getting one of the weapons would probably have been helpful. And I could have done it because I was on the Lost and Found space quite a lot, but then I would have had to spend 2 time on search. I just don't know. I would be interested to see how this plays out on Extreme Horror with a different final girl, because not being able to move sucks. It really sucks, because if I had been any other final girl, I would have been running, I would have been sprinting. However, Grandma does give you 3 dice, which is nice because it allowed me to roll lots of stars and stuff. Let's see what his finale card would have been. Savage Whirlwind. That would have been brutal. If I would have revealed that, once again, I would have died. I would be curious to know in the comments below, what would your strategy have been? Because clearly my strategy was not an optimal strategy for this situation. This was my first time, I will say, my first time ever playing on Extreme Horror mode. So I didn't know how to prepare myself mentally for it. Even now, I still don't think that I would. What would your strategy have been? I'm very, very curious. Maybe I will do this on stream again for a redemption. Maybe I'll try a different final girl, all of that stuff. I just want to say that I don't think I've ever fully defeated this feature film. However, I have defeated Inkanyamba on his own. They're not as hard. Sacred Groves, I think, is the hardest location, but they're not as hard separate as they are together. Anyways, still super fun. Love it. Would love to know what you think. So the answer to the question, can I defeat Final Girl on the hardest difficulty level? Clearly the answer is no, very obviously. But you try it. You try it at home and let me know how you do. Also, if there is any other Final Girl content that you want to see from me here on Foster the Meeple, please let me know. If it's more playthroughs, I think I might do like a video about my strategies that I use which obviously didn't work out well today, but I think I win about 50% of the time, which is, you know, not too bad, not too bad. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, let me know. If you haven't already, I would definitely recommend, if you are a big fan of Final Girl, to join the Van Rider Games Discord, because that's, you know, they talk about other stuff in there, but that's like the main, like that's the bread and butter of that Discord. And people will give you tips and tricks, and there's weekly challenges and all of that good stuff. So check it out if you're interested. If you're interesting. If you're not interesting, don't join. You can also join our Discord. We have a Final Girl channel in there as well. But I think that's everything that I have for you all today. Now, if you're interested in buying board games like Final Girl or any other games from Van Rider Games, you can, of course, check at your friendly local gaming store. And for us, that's the Boardroom Game Cafe. And if you like what you see, please subscribe. I hope to see you again soon. And now I say goodbye. Goodbye. You're more than welcome to put any mistakes I make in the comments below, but just know I don't really care. But I'm just going to do whatever my little heart tells me to do, okay? I'm listening to Grandma today. Good job, Jamie. No offense. No offense. Paint that camera. Oh, wait. This is bad. What the heck is going on out there? Somebody's just like revving a motorcycle. Annoying. Loud and obnoxious. Perfect. I don't know if you guys could even hear that.